Welcome, friends. Today, we are fucking 20 minutes late. Well, it's not really 20 minutes, is it? No. It's about 10 minutes late. But we are also doing another live stream. Outrageous. That is right, my friends. Thank God I have returned. If you've ever tried to go to a chip shop in England on Good Friday, you will know exactly why I'm fucking late. It was fucking heaving. Heaving! Good God. That was an experience. I eventually just didn't bother and I went to McDonald's. The fucking nightmare. Which I fucking will regret later on. So we'll see. It won't be long before I start to regret that. I was going to stream last night, but I've got to be honest with you, I wasn't very well. I certainly wasn't feeling like streaming. So, and I usually do. Also, I didn't take me poison last night, which I will be taking tonight. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Let's see what everyone's been saying. Welcome DJ, welcome Dushan, welcome Lily, Paroli, Lane. Enjoyed Lane's videos today with his old tractor and his granddad filling in holes. I was going to ask you, have you got a Massey Ferguson? One of those old blue ones with the orange wheels. Or is it orange with blue wheels? No, it's blue with orange wheels. Fantastic. Paroli, Nick S. The cat that is in that picture actually belongs to a hospital. It actually belongs to the hospital where I go to, and I was there on Thursday, which is yesterday, and I have to keep fucking reminding myself that it's fucking Friday, not Saturday. A weird day, Good Friday, isn't it? But not to worry. Paroli is wearing Beau de Jour. Lane is wearing Devon. Ryan is wearing Cologne Royale. Managed to get a brand new unopened 125ml, 100 quid off eBay. That is a steal. And it's fantastic. I love it. It's a little bit generic and it's a little bit obvious and it's a little bit but it's a really easy wear. 125ml for 100 quid's a great price for that. Like, I would have snapped that up. So it's a really easy wear. It's a quality dumb wear. Do you know, like dumb reach? Everyone says dumb reach this, dumb reach that. Cologne Royale's a quality dumb reach, you know? And there's nothing better than spraying those fucking Dior 125, 250ml bottles. It is one of the most fulfilling experiences you can have as a perfumista. Because there's loads of juice, right? The spray is fantastic and the bottle holds really well. Fucking awesome feeling. What else? What else should I say? Scent Reaper, welcome. Good video today. I can still smell the forbidden flower I sprayed on my arm yesterday, says Science Bear. That's a good sign. Or not, depending on which way you are inclined. Good Friday, says Lily. Mitch, there is a first batch Prada Amber Pour on Perfume with airbag style spray. Outrageous. Somebody contacted me on Perfume the other day. I might have told you. Rich, need to get the Amber Intense, possibly. Yes. Welcome, Micah. Micah is wearing Spice Blend. Scent Reaper is wearing Perfumery Turk. How do you find it? Welcome, Dropout. Sandra B, welcome to you. Superstitious by Frederick Maul. He's late, keeping us waiting. Suppose he's napping. No, not this time, but yes. I have done that before. That was deeply unwise. I was hunting food. Let's riot. Maybe he's getting more hydration or dehydrating. A hell of a fucking dehydration. We are denied access, says Lane. Kidnapped duck. I was not kidnapped, fortunately. Maybe we're part of a social experiment. Welcome, Christina. Welcome, MJ. NJ? Who's NJ? MJ. Happy to be the last spritzers of my travel-sized Roger Danger Pour-On Parfum Cologne. Good grief. Let's try that again. Happy to be on the last spritzers of my travel-sized Roger Danger Pour-On Parfum Cologne. Lord. Everyone just glad I've turned up. McDuck, yes, McQuack. I love McDonald's, says Lane. It's one of those things, isn't it? It feels so wrong, but it feels so right. It shouldn't be the way. Is Eau Sauvage a modern-smelling cologne? Not hugely, but it is fucking awesome. I wouldn't say it's modern-smelling, but it's still brilliant. You can get the vintage bottles, and I mean 90s bottles are brilliant. That's what I think mine is. And as long as it's held up, it's awesome. It just smells really good. It's quality, and it smells fresh, and you smell like you're put together, and you smell like you're in charge. You smell like you know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? You smell it like it invokes that within you, you know, like a maturity. I don't mean age-wise, you know. I mean like somebody like who has got like an old soul, you know. Just fantastic. Just I've nearly just threw that on the floor. Not an ideal fucking situation. Yeah, I love mine. I wear it when it's a bit warmer, you know. But the old one's got the more mossy base in it. I think that might be what makes it that way. Nick S is wearing Dunhill for men. Greetings, Mike V. You are wearing Dior on O. Which one? Which one? There's a lot. Yo, Western Ood. How are you? Centre of the day, Zeno. Zeno, sadly discontinued. Sadly discontinued is Zeno, which is pretty fucking upsetting. It's pretty upsetting, that. But I think there are better ones. At the same time, it's really good. Hello, Pat Lester. Scent of the day's musk from Lorenzo Viarese. Wearing obsession, slowly getting into wearing fragrances again, says Lily. The menthol note is nice. I mean, Cologne Royale, it sets it apart. I call it a 40 reach. What a dumb reach, a 40 reach. I don't have a European Massey, no. We have a Ford, John Deere, and Case. We have a red Massey Ferguson, Baylor. Can't believe you watched that shite. I put most videos out to make storage on my phone. Honestly, right, I quite liked it. It's quite good just watching you go about your day. That's what YouTube's for. You know what I mean? That's what YouTube's really for. Don't let the fucking influencers tell you differently, or the people looking to try and make stuff or get stuff for free. It's about vlogging what you do. Normal people, real people. Reclaim YouTube. You know? Just fucking go about your day, and like if you're doing something that you're into and you like it, just record a video and be like, hey, look what I'm doing. I'm at the zoo. I'm on a tractor. You know? That short you did with the skeleton, Lane, awesome. The skeleton riding the tractor, fantastic. Happy Good Friday, Jack Attack. Wearing Sultan Pasha's Joyeux. I have bought my first Les Indomitable yesterday. Found a Scala Indonesi for a good deal. It's fantastic. A Scala Indonesi, both of them are. A Scala Haiti and a Scala Indonesi. A Scala Haiti, when there's a little, it's got a little bit of depth from the vetiver. A Scala Indonesi is kind of got that lemony, bergamoty brightness. You know, that like fucking goes with the heat, the real heat. Oh. Needs a longer name, says Nick. Perfumery Turk is fantastic. Huge but Julian beeswax. I almost feel the waxy texture. I love the smoky quality because you almost have to look for it, says Sentreeper. I've got a vintage bottle sitting in my fucking in my store cupboard. Tempted to get me a bottle of Eau Sauvage. How does it hold up against Guerlain's Vetiver? It's fantastic. They're worth owning, both of them. Try and get an older bottle of either of them. But Eau Sauvage in this style bottle. Oh God, everything's going to go flying here. Watch this. Oh my God. Try and get a bottle that looks like that. Splash or spray. It's fine. Hello, Mike V. Post-therapy, I'm running errands and on the way to a sniffing date, listening in my car while I can. Hi, lovely lovies. Hello, Oris, how are you? The end of an era, says Nick. What era? What era has ended? You smell like you know what you're talking about, says Lifestyle Not For Sale, and he's right. Science Bear, hope you're doing well. I am well. Hope everyone's doing well. Cool Water will be discontinued soon, I bet, says Ryan. I reckon it still sells a bit, you know. I reckon that still sells. The 90s bros will still be wearing that for another 5-10 years, I'm telling you. I'm trying to find my perfect summer scent, as if such a thing matters. And you get a good couple of weeks out of it, mate. You get a good couple of weeks out of it, you know. And think yourself lucky. Nightmare. Trying to find. Oh, sorry. Right, sent one of my faves. A Kirk John Gem says scent of the day is Armani Mania. Enjoyed Coromandel EDP yesterday. I almost picked it out again today for Good Friday. What did you pick? What's modern Eau Sauvage EDT like? It's not great. It's not great. I'm going to be honest. It suffered with the lack of oak moss, and oak moss is apparently dead. Like, you know. It's so dry. It's like a Cologne Officinale takes after this. Cologne Officinale is a modern version of, what's it called? What is it called? Eau Sauvage. Maybe not quite as sharp, but it's there. Just snapped up 3 bottles of Bulgari Aqua Atlantique for $70 a piece, going for 200 plus on eBay. Not the biggest fan of Aquatics anymore, but smells better than a Rolfa or Oceana, says Steph's. Nice. I'll try to keep an eye out for that OG Eau Sauvage bottle. Cheers, Rich. No problem. The Xeno discontinuation, says Nick. It is a thing. It is the end of an era. Don't see much girl on heritage at the boutiques. Should we be worried? You didn't put anything past them fuckers, do you? You know what I mean? You just wouldn't put anything past them, scandalous bastards. Oh, Sauvage EDT, it's nice until you try the vintage stuff. Put it that way. Yes, exactly. The vintage one's fabulous. Really is. It really is very, very good. Oh. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That was good hydration. What did I wear today? I wore a bit of a rascal, a bit of an outlier today, friends. Something a little bit different. Something I haven't worn for a while, and I very, very much enjoyed it. You will never guess, so I won't ask you to. This fragrance is... Hi, Bjorn. Oh, I will just employ my t-shirt to wipe off the streaks. It's a fabulous bottle as well, you know. Very much got penis energy. What's that? So this is Zaharov Signature Pour Homme. This is really good. I paid for mine, by the way. So, deal with it. This is... The lavender in this is fabulous. It's an ambery lavender. Pardon me. Sorry. Zaharov Core has deposited $5 in your account. if I wouldn't talk about it if that was the case. But this is awesome. This is really actually very good. It's got a shaving foam. It's got a vintage feel to it as well. A little bit ambery. A little bit... I love the bottle, even though it's penisy. The lavender in this is so good. But yes, it smells like the colour. It's got that purpley lavendery kind of... It's got a little bit of tang in there as well. I'm not sure where it's from. Maybe like a cardamom type thing, a little bit spicy. You know? I don't know what the notes are. I know it's got lavender in it. It's got like cedar in it as well. Myrrh. It's got myrrh. A little bit of incense. Yeah, lavender myrrh. It's really nice. I really like this actually. I've tried some of the other ones. I've tried two of the other ones. I've tried Noir and I've tried Royale. I thought I can't. Which one's the sandalwood one? I thought that was a little bit polish. It had a little bit polish in it. It had a little bit of polish. That kind of note, you know, like polished wood. This has almost got that kind of vibe, you know? Almost. But it's held back by like the myrrh. Like it's rounded and sweetened. It's beautiful. Zino Davidoff is not discontinued. I can see it on Notino, Douglas, Sephora, etc. I tell you, Zino by Davidoff is discontinued because the brand was contacted and the brand confirmed that it was discontinued, unfortunately. So, I'm sorry. But it'd be gone. Bois d'Argent any day. What's this? Chanel Egoiste or Bois d'Argent? Fortunately, I don't have to choose because I've got both. Both in vintage and fucking modern. Although I did sell me modern bottle of Egoiste, to be fair, so, you know. Zaharov Corp has deposited $5 in your account. Vintage Egoiste is unbelievable, says Century. But yes, it is. Egoiste, in my opinion, but I own a small sample of the Dior. The Bois d'Argent, I don't have to choose, fortunately, thank God. They were made in different centuries, like 13 years apart. And it shows. Egoiste is very much of last century and Bois d'Argent is very much of this century. They were in this kind of sweet spot between 1990 and 2010, you know, of fragrances. I mean, it was a fucking outrage. I mean, if you want to go in 20-year periods, that was a hell of a fucking time for fragrances, you know. A hell of a time for fragrances. You've got everything from fucking Balenciaga Pour Homme to Aventus in that time. You know what I mean? with a fucking shit ton of outrageous perfumes in between. I think we have lived, I mean, it might be harsh saying we've lived through the best of fucking... Sorry, Dior is threatening to buy the fucking... Dior is threatening to buy the fucking latest formulation of the latest formulation of Heris, and we can't have that. I'm streaming. Steaming. Yes, I'm also steaming. White Hour John cannot be beaten by anything. I tried Fury EDT from Tyson Fury in the shops recently. I was quite surprised with how good the opening smelled considering the price. £15 for 100ml. That should show you where the price of cologne should be and where the price of colognes are. I was shared, pardon me, I was shared a video the other day by someone on the Discord, and forgive us if I forgot who you are. I forget who it was, but someone on the Discord shared a video the other day of some guy talking about how the fragrance industry is a scam. And he managed to pull off an absolutely fucking outrageous trick, which was that he sounded incredibly informed and insightful while sounding incredibly ignorant and condescending at the same fucking time. It was quite a feat, to be fair to him. A lot of the things he said were true, and a lot of the things he said were bollocks. But it was well worth a watch, and I cannot fucking for the life of us... Pradeep might have the video, because I sent it to him. If he wants to drop the link in the chat, that would be very handy. But it was really worth a watch. Like, the only Zaharov bottle on YouTube that came with a receipt. That's an odd-shaped penis, says Germs. It is odd, but it's definitely there. It's definitely there. The Lavender and Myrrh and Eau Noir are outrageously great. Yes. Zeno Davidoff is not discontinued. I can see it on Notino. Well, Notino's a discounter, so they would get the last of the bottles. Penisy bottle, polished wood, says Jura Rose. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Penisy bottle, polished wood. Zaharov TLTG's best friend, says Jared. It's beyond me why anyone would buy Zeno. I would just like to reiterate the fact that I paid for this, and I was very happy to do so. It's beyond me why anyone would pay for Zeno in 2024. Well, a lot of people would buy it for nostalgia. A lot of people would buy it because it's cheap as fuck on the discounters. A lot of people would think that it's really good value for money. Would I? Possibly. You gotta love the guy start with that price and just give you a decent, affordable fragrance by the sound of it, says Nick. Yep. Who has a PP in that shape? Oof. Brother, oof. I watched Pradeep's video today. It was very good and very funny. Thank you, Pradeep. I was starting to think mine was oddly shaped, says James. Jura making threats again. He is making threats again. A threatening young man. Fury EDT is decent, says Ryan. I'm going to try Fury. Intrigued now, says Nick S. Pradeep, thank you for dropping the link to that video. Well worth a watch. I see a few people have clicked on it. As a boxing fan, I would like to try Fury EDT, but damn, that bottle is appalling. I'm still trying to get rid of Toy Boy, says KM. Well, quite. Have you played Hotline Miami? I have no idea what that is. George Zaharov wants to know your location, says Paroli. It's depressing what's happening to discounters. C-Sense look to be finished, had to order Aventus through an email. They've had to hide it from the website. The end is near for them. Yep, everyone's getting fucking sued. Who was it who was being sued the other day? Someone's being sued for selling perfumes. I can't remember who. But the consumer's being ripped off again, you know. The consumer's being fucking ripped off again. It's outrageous. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. Latino used to be amazing. I am extremely lucky to have got into fragrances when I did and picked up the fragrances that I did when I did. No, Latino have leftover stock for months or even years sometimes. Years in a lot of cases. Years in a lot of cases. You know. Hotline Miami is great, says Ryan. Rich, says Lily. Lily smells. Lily smells. I keep telling her this, but she won't accept it. Ryan, why got the Hotline Miami on my phone? Downloaded a PS Vita simulator. Now I can play Hotline Miami on my phone, says Bjorn. How's the Harrods saga going, says Pradeep. Still taking the piss. There is movement and news on the Harrods saga. I got an email today. And the email said, if you want to return the bottle to us for a full refund, please do. And I said, yes, I would like to do that. And then I couldn't return it. So I had to, because there's no option to return perfumes. So I had to get in touch with them again and say no option to fucking return the perfume. And they said, well, just send it to us with a cover letter and your details on and stuff like that, and we'll get back in touch with you when we decide what to do. I thought, you fucking said you would give us a fucking full fucking refund. I want me full fucking refund, right? So I've packed it up. It's going back. I genuinely, right, I swear to God this is true, right? When I sprayed it the first time, it sprayed, right? I didn't need to prime the pump, which is, that has never happened to me with any fragrance ever before. I've bought sealed vintage perfumes where that didn't happen. I've bought fucking loads of modern perfumes where that didn't happen. That is the first time in all the perfumes, the hundreds of perfumes that I've bought, that has never happened. And I wasn't happy about that in particular. That is the problem. The smell, secondary. The smell, don't like it. But if I did like it, I would be telling them about that, and I'd expect an exchange. I'd expect like an exchange. I'd want like but to be honest with you, I just want my money back. It's definitely being sprayed. It's fucking like it's unacceptable. Like from a consumer point of view. Do you know what it is? I'm really sick of these fucking companies now, big companies. People go on about the government all the time. It's not as these private companies are like more like fucking governments. They're the ones who ask for all your fucking private details. They're the ones who try to put cookies on your phone to follow what you're doing and like watch you and try and get your data out of you. At least there's controls on the government. At least there's fucking laws and shit on the government. It's been allowed in through the back doors by private companies. It's fucking disgusting. And everyone's like, oh, yes, private fucking this, private company this. It's like, no. Unfortunately not. You know what I mean? Unfortunately not. Let's read their fucking things. I'd like to talk about perfume if possible. You still buy decent things on Latino. I bought modern Guerlains there for cheap prices. Yes, Guerlains have always had a decent price range on Latino, you know? Guerlains have always had a decent price range on Latino, so that's fun. Yeah, I like that. That's how people can wear Velocicos, says Nick Walker. I feel like I picked up the frags I have because just in the last few years the prices have increased considerably. Yep, me too. Welcome to Divine. You are wearing Paragon by Initio for your sins, I see. Saw your review on Perfume, by the way. Thank you. I went on Perfume today, looked up Reflets de Ambre. There were no things, and it had the option to submit review. So that was kind of them. And I did submit review. And somebody replied to my review. And I also posted a link to my YouTube review. So if the people of Perfume would like to discover the channel, or if the people of Perfume would like to visit, that will be fun. Chanel 19 has a bit of a grassy feel, which I enjoy. Cristal's immense as well. Cristal's like the female version of Eau Sauvage. It's awesome. And it's not even that feminine. I mean, it's hardly feminine at all, to be honest. Hardly feminine at all. Yes, indeed, you're lucky you bought it before it got ridiculous. Don't remind me, it's depressing, says Stephs. Cover letter, like for a job. A cover letter? Yeah, they wanted a cover letter. That's exactly right. And do you own any diptyque frags, products, says Nick? It was definitely sprayed, Rich. Never happened to me either. Yeah, exactly. Somebody's primed the fucking pump on that and it's no good. MFK trashes record label stuff. And there's a motherfucking crew. MFK trashes a record label. There's a motherfucking crew. If you're down with MFK, fuck you too. Fuck MFK. Yeah, I mean, he literally is called FK. I mean, it's fuck. I bought a shower gel from the Labo Boutique in Sheffield yesterday. They wanted my number, email address, and date of birth. I said no. Yeah, it's fucking outrageous. It's absolutely fucking mental, like. You know what I mean? The men's line prices are great, especially the quality that they offer. Talking about Girl On. Yes. Someone mentioned Heritage. Heritage is not easy to find, especially in the boutiques. The boutiques. The boutiques. That's why I'm picking up whatever older 50ml presentation of Serge Lutens I come across for a decent price. I can imagine those two going up significantly not too long from now. Empty Sense says it is bad. Bought two, one designer niche. Can't smell neither. Dig your nose or nothing. Dig your nose, nothing. Real. All right, let me read this again. Santa Reaper says, that's why I'm picking up whatever all the 50ml presentations of Serge Lutens I come across for a decent price. I can imagine those going up significantly not too long from now. They already have. They already have. If you used to see what they used to go for, 60, 50, 70 quid. Now that you will not get one for under £100 now, and in future those will be worth upwards of 200 quid. People are already trying to charge 450 for a fucking half full 50ml bottle of those goop like on. Fucking disgusting. Empty Sense says, it is bad. Bought two. One designer, one niche. Can't smell neither. Dig your nose? Nothing. Real. 168th concentration oils. Don't want to take them back. New trend. Buyer beware, says Empty Sense. Once you get into Chanel, it's hard to reach for other brands, says Nick Walker. I like a few of the Chanel things. I've got a lot of Chanel. But they're not one of my favourite brands, strangely enough. They are not one of my favourite brands. So, is anyone else on the verge of telling Byredo to go fuck themselves? Phew, did that years ago, mate. Years ago. 7 years ago. Maybe more. When me and Richie G first went to Manchester, which was in 2016, 2017. I want to say 2017. And we went to Selfridges and tried Byredo, and I smelled loads of them. And the girl was hot. She was hot. And she was sexy as well. She the way that she behaved, she was her manner, very hot. And I just remember smelling them thinking, I'd like to give you me money, but these are shite. And I don't care how fucking hot you are. Like, if your perfume's shit, like, you've got to be able to back it up, you know? If she worked at a different counter, she could have fucking thousands out of us. But no, she didn't. She worked at a shit counter, Byredo. What is going on? Why is this sticking to my hand? That's, ooh. Brother, ooh. About 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Eau Gingembre. That must be a good clone. Very nice tea fragrance. Is anyone else on the vintage inbox only? Now, says Empty Sense. 5 o'clock Eau Gingembre. Serge Lutens, a Chanel Unleashed. Serge Lutens is the landscape of Christopher Sheldrake and Serge Lutens' imagination. That's what Serge Lutens' perfumes are. The pair of them made for each other. Fucking made for each other. Brilliant, brilliant men. Like, you just, when it clicks, when you get two creative people, John and Paul, fucking Christopher and Serge. Like, when you get two creative people who just click right and the work in the same way, in the same sphere, they're the same but different. Oy, cabron, it's fucking amazing. It's just amazing. It's really a beautiful thing, you know? And we've been very lucky to have Serge Lutens the last 30 odd years. Serge is an old man now. Hot duck, says Dropout. The duck is warm. Hot and sexiness, my favourite combination, says Nick. Byredo is for rich youngsters, says Proddy. The only Byredo perfume that I was like 11th hour, which is very interesting. I like Pulp. I thought Pulp was really nice. When you need to lay out €120 for modern egoist, one might reach for something else, says KMKM. Yes. Every time I go to the city and go to the fragrance shops, every time I go, they have less and less of everything. A year ago, they had 3 bottles of Shalimar. I bought it. This year I go back, gone. Yeah. You might have to start ordering online, mate. When you need to lay out, yeah. I only like Balda Freak, but at £220 for 100ml, they're taking the piss. They are. They're eating themselves, these companies. Have you smelled Oud Wood Parfum? No, not yet. Best private line, says Nick. Hey, cabron, says Nick. Let's leave less exclusives to the ladies, says Spaced Out. I'm glad I got all my Serge when I did. There's no way I'd be chasing them into today's market. It's pain out there, I tell you. What would I be jealous of exactly, says Nick. What do you mean? I've been getting lucky. I've found all my Serges for great prices, but I'm also constantly looking for them. Yes. You put in the work, you should reap the rewards. You always are my guy, says Nick. I did get around to the new Clive Christian the other day, and it's super underwhelming. Smells of just jasmine, basically, white, floral, and green. I'll tell you, that fucking Courtisan wasn't far off that, you know. It was a nice, clean jasmine with a really, really vanilla base, like a creamy vanilla bottom, and that's it. And it was boring. It was boring, and it was poor, and it was light, and it was fairy, and it was shit. Thoughts on Diptyque, Mitch? Love Diptyque. I love Diptyque. I love Diptyque for how different they are. I love them for their execution. I don't love all the fragrances, but I like the way they are. Welcome. Better late than never. That is absolutely true. Smells like a classy 40-year-old woman. Shrug, says Divine. Yeah. I once again brought one of Duck's major no-nos. Purchased Eau Sauvage for 2017 via Blind Buy, and thankfully it's another winner. Well, I'm glad you got away with it this time. Overrated and overpriced. Thoughts on Diptyque? Overrated and overpriced, says Nick. The prices are not great now. I love the candles, but the candles are expensive, like 60 odd quid now, man. Fuck's sake. I might be getting a Geranium Rosa candle this year again because I love me Geranium Rosa. But at the minute, I am blasting my Bois d'Argent. It's got a foreign wax on it, though. Rich, did you see the bot announce your new video? No, it didn't. I did not. Not yet. I'll be going on the Discord after the what's it called? The stream. What did you have from McDonald's, Rich? Not been in ages to Big Mac. I get jasmine somewhat. It's jasmine or some white floral from Amboise Vanille. It's not listed, but it's there. I love Amboise Vanille, actually. It's really nice. I might wear a Serge tomorrow. I always say that. I feel like to sell perfume correctly, you almost need a brick and mortar store. So people want to at least spray it before then. I think I would buy. Before they would buy it, I would think. I don't know how Chanel can sell anything, says Lane. It's just the way they're set up. Bloody foreign wax coming here taking our wax's jobs, says Nick. I don't have much at the boutique, says Lane. You can't outsource all of your opinions to us, make that decision yourself, says Spaced Out. You see a picture of me holding a big old eau de cologne of Shalimar, says he. Ooh, that's interesting. I like a good Guerlain of Yore. Should be illegal for a candle at that price. What, 60 quid? That's not that, man. Try the Trudon ones, closer to 100. Closer to 100. The Dior ones are 80 odd quid. I found one on Vinted for 35 and I snapped it up. It's a fucking bargain, that. It was an unwanted gift, quote unquote. No idea until recently Chanel sold large extras for 10 grand. Yes, Chanel do all sorts of mad luxury shit for mad luxury people. Mad luxury people who do mad luxury shit. Like have yachts and fucking... Because 10 grand's not to one of them bastards, is it? You know what I mean? It's outrageous, really. Do you have a romantic candle? Is there not something inherently romantic about every candle? You know? Are not all candles romantic? Even unscented ones. I know, downright outrageous. Do you have a romantic car? People will buy anything Chanel just for the name alone, says DJ. Chanel should be avoided at all costs. Let them raise their prices. They're spaced out. Yes. Scent of the day, the Harmonist Moon Glory. I wouldn't say Yankee candles were romantic. No, they're cheap and nasty Yankee candles. They're what people who think they're into candles buy. They're cheap and nasty, if I'm honest. I don't like Yankee candles. Not for me. Not far up the road from you, Rich, in Glasgow, says Mike. You only passed through Newcastle once, had a stroll through the Metro Centre back in the late 90s. Outrageous. The Metro Centre's been through some stuff recently, you know? It's been through some things. But it's got a Harrods Beauty in it now, and it's got a reformulated Goldsmiths in it. I think it's a Goldsmiths. Is it a Goldsmiths? It's getting some good brands back in now. They need to sort out their fucking rental prices, to be honest. Everything's higgledy-piggledy. But it's worth going back. Newcastle city centre's quite good. Northumberland Street. There's some stuff going on. I do not buy modern Chanel. The vintage stuff's better anyway, says Nick. Yeah, I agree with that, to be honest. Unless you're into light and airy stuff. So, if you're into lighter and airier stuff, you might be into the Chanels. You probably will be into the Chanels. But if you get one of those 200ml bottles, by the time you come round to replacing it, you're going to notice the reformulation. You know, there might have been one, there will at least have been one, or possibly two reformulations, depending on your spraying routine. But if you like them light and airy, you're not going to wear 15, 20 sprays. I put like 15, 20 sprays of that Zaharov on today. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I stupidly bought an extra Chanel bag. Cost me a fortune. That was stupid. Some people use romantic candle to have fun. Plus it's sexual, says Bjorn. Welcome, Jonathan. How are we? Probably has sent me a short. Outrageous. I'm watching Pradeep's short. Oh, hey, I remember all of that. It was mint. Can't figure out why Radical Rose is so loved. No, I can't figure out why anybody would buy any of those perfumes. They're shit. They're not great. Matière Première is a bad brand. Badly made perfumes with not great materials, full of amber woods, lazy perfumery, lazy ideas. From a perfumer whose heart's not really in it by the sounds of it. Apparently he really doesn't like perfume. He just followed his dad into it, like, do you know what I mean? So that's kind of sad. But they are pretty awful, like. I've got to be perfectly honest with you, like, they're pretty shite. So John, the girl on 68 came in absolutely beautiful. You nailed it, says Germs. Hey, my dodo. Dodo. The only new Chanel that's somewhat interesting in the last 4 years is Comet, says Pradeep. I like the Paris collection. Sad reports coming in on those extras, says John. Matière Première is comically terrible. Yes. Evening, Rich, and all in the chat. Scent of the days. 80s de Venusta 16A Orchard from a sample. Andrej, welcome. You know, you're deepish if Comet. You know, you're in deepish if Comet is the most interesting release in 4 years, says Spaced Out. You talking about the Chanel extras, John? John is talking about the girl on Parfums. I just bought a beautiful bouquet of flowers to give away. I love that feeling, says Horace. Quite like Coromand LADP and the Leon from the new stuff, says Nick. Might wear my 3mm of Crop 22 tomorrow. I need a bottle of this absurd scent. Oud, mint, and cardamom. Oud and mint. I have a bottle of Oud and Menthe by Cartier that I'm looking to sell. Brian stung me for a bottle of that, the rascal. So I'm trying to be rid of that, if I'm honest. But Oud and mint could work, should work. Probably hard. I'm looking forward to the Les Indomptables scent at the end of the year, September-ish. So that will be fun. Hoping that will be a thing. I wish they would release 100ml bottles, but there we are. You can figure a way to get it over here. I'm interested, says John. Well, the lovely Mr. Hansen is coming over soon, hopefully. So if he does, and I ask extremely nicely, perhaps he will bring it over with the Ramsey haul. But we must ask extremely nicely. I haven't heard from Alan for a few days, actually. I hope he's all right. Mind you, I was in a bad way yesterday. This is what I was going to say yesterday. I was going to stream yesterday, right? But yesterday I started on insulin. And the insulin, I took twice as much as what the doctor told us to, essentially. Well, half as much again. He said, take 10 units. And I took 10 and I thought, that hasn't done anything. So I took another 5, and then it did do something. And I turned to goo. That's the only way of putting it. I turned to fucking goo. And I couldn't use me fucking legs. I couldn't use genuinely. I was scared by this. I couldn't string 2 thoughts together. I could not think. All right? And I was like, this is fucking wild. And according to my mother, I was like just shouting, just going like, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Don't fucking try and get high on insulin. Fuck's sake. So today, I took a little bit less than what the doctor told us to, and I feel much better. So I shan't be making that mistake again, friends. Don't you worry. I have learned hard about that. I have learned extremely fucking hard. I'm one of those people I've got to learn the hard way because I'm fucking stupid, right? I don't deny it. I've always been this way. That's just how it is. And yesterday was another prime example of me being an absolute twat, thinking I was smarter than everybody else, or just being adventurous, right? That's the word we'll go with. I was being adventurous, right? And I decided to push the boundaries. And consider I'm hurtling towards 40, that's probably not the best fucking thing to do. Know this. Rest easy, my friends, in knowing that I shall not be partaking in that fuckery again. Good heavens. Absolute buffoonery. That was wild. Good grief. You can figure a way to get it over here. Yeah, Jonathan, I can ask and beg and plead with Mr. Hansen if he'll do that. I'm really looking forward to seeing Alan, actually. I'll go for a cup of tea, go to Marks and Spencer's, maybe go and have a look around the perfume scene, you know, give him a hug. See Wes. Yes, don't forget Wes. Sorry, Wes. See Wes. That'll be nice. I'm going to give Alan a present. Don't tell him, though. I wonder what I'll give him. I want to get him a bottle of fucking... What's it called? Paddock. But none have appeared yet. You know what I mean? None have appeared. Like, it's a nightmare, like. So if anybody sees a bottle of Paddock, please let me know. If mine gets here before he gets here and I don't like it, Maybe I'll give him that. Actually, that was quite expensive. I'm not made of money. I don't know. I'll think of something. Maybe I could just give him the gift of friendship. No, that's a massive cop-out. I've been really impressed by the higher line of Cartier. Yes, I think ADP Colonia Oud is underrated. I loved it, but found it too formal feeling. Really? Rich, what's your thoughts on Aventus? I don't think I ever heard you talk about it. I know Ramsey likes it. Just wanted to hear your opinion. I don't like it. It's not a hate. I don't hate it, right? But I don't have really strong feelings about it. It's like it smells alright. Like it smells okay. Like I've had vintage versions. I had like 2017 bottles. You know what I mean? Like I had the 120ml versions. I had 2 of them and sold them both and never thought about it again since. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? You know? Shite. I just thought it's the most overrated scent ever. Right, but that's not to say it's bad. I just think it's average. I just think it's really, really average. Like, nothing special at all. Like, if you'd waved that in my face in 2011, 2010, when it came out, I'd have said exactly the same thing. Bois Portugal is considerably nicer to me. Considerably nicer. Green Irish Tweed is considerably nicer. Just not for me. You know what I mean? Just not for me at all. Dearest Chucklehead, says A to Oris. Nick, if I have the leather ADP, is it redundant to sort out the oud? Says Jonathan. That's very dangerous. You shouldn't take more than the doctor tells. Yes, it was a fucking stupid fuck around and find out, as it were. Absolutely, Jonathan. Absolutely what happened. The graph does not lie. You know? It was a graph. I should have known better. I should have consulted the fucking graph. You know? I mean, it's science. You can't argue with the facts. I fucked around, I found out. It was just, it's the way of the world. I think it's a great fit that Bond number 9 and Andy Warhol had a fragrance, because both are absolute junks, they spaced out. Twat is such a great word, says Ten Reaper. It's sharp and stabby, isn't it? You know? It's sharp and stabby. Twat! You know what I mean? Feels like you've been poked in the chest. Ah! Found my sample of Ambassador for Men that I got with my Scent Explore package. Mango Sauvage Lamau. Can't believe there was a twat on Instagram arguing with me over this being a quality scent. The twats of Instagram. That's why I won't go. I refuse to go. Ron, bruh. Doing great. How are you? Who's Ron? Who is Ron? Empty Sense. Oh, welcome, Empty Sense. Glad you got your... Oops. Glad you got your mind and voice back and you're doing better today, sir. Say thanks, Len. A little busy, but holiday weekend, says John. Says Ron to John. John says, excellent. Busy is good. It is good. I think I prefer Grand Soir over Amber Nargila. Nah, Grand Soir's boring as shit. It's really, really boring, I thought. I thought it was really, like, weak and thin and just average as fuck, and Absolute Paul Soir's 10 times the fragrance. That was animated, says Divine. I don't get very animated, to be fair. I think I prefer Grand Soir over Amber Nargila. 2017s are like $1,000 now. I wouldn't have sold it for $1,000. I just, nah. Especially if it was to someone I knew. I think Dan from Les Odorants bought one of them offers. And I know, like, he bought it on eBay. And I was like, I got in touch with him. I was like, you Dan from Les Odorants? And he was like, aye. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, just contact us, you Burke. I was like, I'll sell you it off eBay. You can save the difference. And he was like, oh, all right then. And so I cancelled the order and sold him it. I was like, I'm fucking Fuck putting money in eBay's pockets, the fucking savages. It's not as if they haven't got enough. Fuck that. Will Hermes do more limited stuff? Not looking good, that. Yeah, bastards. Poor Suzanne Becker's going to be fucking destroying the fucking ozone layer with the amount of flights she's going to be perpetrating. Virgin Island water is my favourite from Creed, not Aventus, says Ryan. Oh, I did try the leather, actually. It was nice. I confused it with Colonia Intensa, which I wasn't at all keen on, says Nick. And $1,000 for a fucking Aventus is insane. It is insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. This is a nice quality. There is this nice quality of Aventus in the air. The fruits and musk combo is what people love so much. I agree. That musk, I mean, I understand it. I get it, right? But to me, I have got in front of me like 100 fragrances I'd wear before Aventus. I genuinely don't get it. Like, it's nice. I'm not saying it smells shite. That's not what I'm saying. It's like when I got that sample of Diaghilev from Eugene. I think everybody was expecting us to go, it's shite, fuck off. It's not. It's really nice. Diaghilev's nicer than Aventus. It's more complex. It's more interesting. It might be a little bit less accessible as a fragrance. You know, it smells a little fancy. But Aventus is just, nah. It's a burger musk. That's what Aventus is. It's a burger musk. It's bergamot with some other fruits at the top, and essentially musks in the base. And I mean, there's don't get us wrong. There's some other stuff in between, right? But it is a burger musk. It's bergamot and musk. Burger musk. Elon Musk's burger. It's not the fragrance everybody says it is. But Aventus is apparently a sheep. I mean, that is a hell of a stretch. That is a hell of a stretch, isn't it? You know, like the stretching what the word means there. It's crazy. I mean, there are Facebook groups, there are fucking militants out there who are like, Aventus, scary, pitchforks, death, we'll get you. And I'll tell you what it is. My opinion is not necessarily a popular one. I think there are a decent amount of people who feel the same way, you know. So I don't feel like I'm alone in that. I know Richie G agrees with us, like, completely. Aventus is just a normal fragrance, like, but the zealots, the Aventus zealots are crazy, and they are legion. You know, it's like a mass hysteria type thing, isn't it? They're out there. You've seen that scene in The Simpsons where they've all got the pitchforks and the torches and they're marching through the streets. I would simply say this to them. You're all wrong. And that is all. Anyone thoughts on number 33 Eau de Cologne from Penhaligon, says Paul Femo. I've smelled it, I don't remember it. If Hermes doesn't release Paddock in Canada, I'm going to scream. I expect you are going to scream. Roy Lude, I really like Roy Lude. I wore that this week as well. Very nice. The Bond Andy Warhol is incredible, to be fair, says Ryan. That's a Fragcom classic. That is a classic from Fragcom of yore, you know? Like, Fragcom from back in the day. Hugely. I remember Redolescence having a bottle. I remember seeing Redolescence get a bottle and being like, ooh, what's that? Brother, what's that? You know? If Hermes doesn't get Vetiver Tonka back in stock, I'm also going to scream. That's not a good sign. Thank God I've got me 200 mil. I love that stuff. I might wear that tomorrow. It's a really good spring and autumn fragrance. That really good. Anybody seen the Move It Pirate Radio? Twat. I don't know anymore. Do you know where Pirate Radio comes from? Pirate Radio comes... this is my understanding of where the phrase Pirate Radio comes from. In Britain, it was illegal to have fucking like a radio license in the 70s, 80s, early 80s. And it was really hard to get one. And there was copyright issues, and there were fucking... people would set up a radio station, and they would get found because of the antenna and the broadcast and everything. And so what they did is, right, is they chartered boats, right? They chartered boats, and the fuckers went out into the North Sea, right? And the fucking went out into the fucking North Sea, and they broadcast from there because they were in international waters, and they couldn't stop them. Fucking madness. Fucking madness. I did like graph paper, I must admit, says Empty Sense. Load of papier. Anybody see the movie Pirate Radio? I don't know anymore, says Empty Sense. That was animated. John, do you have any... John, have you ever got any perfume oil or high concentration that you've put in alcohol so you can atomize yourself? Just curious, says Lane. The Canadian website has been out of the 100ml Vetiver Tonka for a long time now. I'm starting to get anxious, says Paroli. eBay's 15% fee. Yep. John got a bottle of Mont Blanc Exceptionnel. It reminds me of my Lancaster bottle of Davidoff Silver Shadow, just super weak. Lane, I don't need no stinking alcohol. Eat perfume for oil for breakfast. Abentus. Musk in general is like catnip for people. I don't know why, so spaced out. I kind of agree. But there are lots of different kinds of musks, you know. Musks are not... You don't get one kind of musk. Friends, if you would like to like the stream, it's that time, I feel. Usually I do it around the 45-minute mark, but I forgot. But if you would like to like the stream, I would be more than happy to accept your like. And thank you. Aventus was ruined by what ruins most things: over-application, over-popularity, and the constant reformulations. We now know, because of Gabe Oppenheim, that the Aventus was constantly being reformulated. It wasn't batch code. It wasn't batch issues, right? It was reformulation. They were tinkering with the formulation constantly. Constantly. And that's what changed it. Lane says, yes, I agree, John, but I wondered if it was maybe a little more projection or lift. If not, I'll just enjoy it close to the skin. It smells great. It's just not a big projector. What you could do is you could get something like Lavande by L'Occitane, which is an eau de cologne and doesn't last very long, but it has a high concentration of alcohol in it. It also has a beautiful lavender note. This is gorgeous for the high heat, or any kind of warmth. And it's beautiful for bedtime as well. You get a bottle of this, and when you put on your perfume, your pure perfume, you could just add a little bit of this and see what it does. And if it doesn't work, well, then you've got a lovely bottle of L'Occitane Lavande. And you get 300ml of it for 60 quid, which is a fucking bargain. I only got this about 3 weeks ago. I've given it a right fucking hiding. You just fucking spray it. Just every fucking 10 minutes if you want. And you can't over-apply. I'm like you though, John. I like the stronger concentration lane. I'm not sure the alcohol would do more for projection. Not sure though, if I'm honest. Try report back. My interest in Creed has gone extinct. Yeah, I'm not interested in anything they do now. I've got no confidence left in them. They've fucked it. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I think it would make it weaker. I don't want that. I don't think it would... I don't know. We're not perfumers. This is what it comes down to. No, I like it a lot, John. It's just not powerful, but it's definitely not worth eBay prices. It's worth $27 for 1.5 what I paid, says Stephs. My favourite creeds are Millicent Imperial, Virgin Island Water, and Royal Oud, says Spaced Out. Creeds are just solid dumb reaches, really. Yeah. Harsh, but there is a truth in that. There is a truth in that, to be honest with you. They are overrated now, They were always using top ingredients before, and they just don't anymore. Olivia Creed was a sensational fragrance curator in the same way that Roger Dove is, someone who knows fragrance. Not a perfumer, a curator, an artistic director. He was brilliant at it. Genuinely one of the finest of the late 21st century, of the late 20th century. You know? He knew what made a good fragrance. He just didn't know how to make them. Because he wasn't a fucking perfumer. A charlatan, more of a charlatan there never was Mr. fucking Olivia Creed. A salesman. La bullshitter. There was some guy on eBay last year selling bottles of what he claimed to be 2014, 15, 16 batches, or like 600 quid each. They were all fake, eBay banned, but stupid people bought them. Aye. I'll try a small amount in a decant bottle, John, to try it. 10-4. Is Spice and Wood still in good shape? Someone said it's shit. There's a show about pirate radio called People Just Do Nothing Hilarious, says he. That's exactly right, Rich, what the movie was based on. Comedy, brilliant movie. Like, Spinal Tap. Couldn't the Leon be considered Chanel's version of Diaghilev? No, it's Chanel's version of Shalimar. Both inspired by classic Guerlains and outrageously priced. Well, quite, that when you put it like that, yes. But Le Leon is essentially just fucking Shalimar by Chanel. Doc needs to do a history channel, says James. I've got Rich Mitch Gaming. I've thought about doing just Rich Mitch day to day. You know, just following us on my fucking travails as I bemoan the state of life. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, I've got nothing else. I've got nothing else to do. I need rest, though. That's the problem. I need rest. I kind of just switch the camera on and talk anyway, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of my style. Do it, Rich, an experimental vlog. I've thought about it because that's what YouTube's all about. That's what YouTube is meant to be. That's vintage YouTube, damn it. You know, it's still real to me, damn it. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, that's what, like, YouTube was for. You know? Stream yourself resting. That would be like the Truman Show, wouldn't it? You know? Do like one of those news channel 24-hour fucking, you can get that. You know, Sky News. Sky News does like a 24-hour stream of its news, right? And fucking, it's been running for 3 months. It's like a 3-month stream. I could just do 4 of them a year, 3 of them a year. I could do 4 of them a year. I'm affecting the nature of fucking the nature of time and space there. Everything is illegal in the UK, says Paroli. Well, yes, people can't be trusted. We're an ancient country. We know this. People, what are you doing? Stop that. You know what I mean? Nobody do fucking anything and everything will be fine. You know? I have to admit, I want to get a small decant of Leighton. I want to revisit it, says Spaced Out. Ooh, Tim Wilcox has confirmed that picture of Shalimar I posted as a 60s bottle. Good Lord. I'd want a Nuge. I wonder if we could convince a Nuge to get this Discord. Galen claims he's joined, right? But no one sees him in there. He hasn't got the hang of it. He doesn't know what he does. It'd be interesting to have Galen in there because we could all bully him into making videos again, you know? He doesn't listen to me when I bully him, unfortunately. What made you get that Lavande cologne, Rich? It's fantastic. It's like my 3rd or 4th bottle. I think it's like my 4th bottle, that. It just smells amazing. And I don't care it lasts for 10 minutes because you get 300ml for fucking 60 quid at retail. That's awesome. All right. I like the colour. I like the smell. I like the huge bottle. I like the sprayer. I like the smell. It smells good. That's why I got it. It's awesome. And you just fucking layer it on. There is a user called Galen. Authenticity unverified. Someone at him at him and call him silly. Oh, I just spotted that beautiful blue-violet bottle of Hades. There she blew. It is beautiful. Dura Rosa's partner would like one. I told him to get the vintage. He said no. And I said, well, silly. Frankly, I've got 2 bottles of this. I've got 2 bottles of this and it's fucking sensational. It's fantastic. Not worth the money, says Perfumery. Gotcha. You find them similar, says. No, just the fact that it takes on different girls and really expands everything as a take on everything in the medium, I feel. Virgin Island water was too fun for people to handle, says Spaced Out. Do it, Rich, an experimental vlog. Rich Mitch State of Life vlogs. Stream yourself resting. Quite. Guarantee people would watch you laying in bed scrolling on your phone. Yes! Yes, God knows what some people would get up to watching me laying in bed. Alexander Tronstadt, welcome. How are you? Ooh, you're wearing Acne Studios, are you? How is it? Are you enjoying it? Outrageous, and welcome. Thank you for stopping by. YouTube had more of a spontaneity aspect to it back in the day. Yeah, exactly, and I like that. That's what I want, just normal people doing normal shit. I'm not trying to claim that I'm normal or anything, but you know what I mean. But you know what I'm saying. They had to put up clips of your friend's cats, you would have 2 million subs by now. That's what I keep telling Laura G. I keep telling her you should make video captions and videos and pictures of the cats and people. You would have millions of subscribers. You'd be able to quit your job. You could do sponsorships if you wanted. You could do fucking paid for content and you could get people to donate to your cats and spend it on holidays and shit. And she's just like, nah, I can't be bothered. It's not my style. And I'm like, Creed was kind of like the Ray Kroc. It kind of sounds like thumbs up. I just think you have a great voice, honestly, Rich. I like the accent of people in the UK, says Lane. Thanks, dude. There is a user called Galen, authenticity unverified. Well, we are still waiting to authenticate Galen in real life, to be fair. It's fantastic. I think people from outside are shocked and confused with the amount of accents from up and down the country. The Geordie accent's one of my faves, to be honest, says Mikey. Why, thank you. Not so keen on Scouse. Well, there are lots of people who aren't keen on Scousers, bless them. They're all right. I like Scousers and Geordies. Geordies get on with almost everyone, to be fair, because we're quite placid, sensible, normal people. Like, we're not overly aggressive. We're not. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. We're not angry, sad, miserable. We like a laugh. The women are immense, most of them, some of them. We're silly, we don't take ourselves too seriously. Welcome, Galfar. How are you? I'm really enjoying Acne Studios, says Alexander. I was given a sample as a complete surprise by the saleswoman. It smells so different from any other mall, like cleaning products, spices, and almond. Ooh, brother, ooh. Cleaning products, spices, and almonds, eh? I'm gonna smell it. I'm gonna try and get a sample, and I'm gonna do a first impressions like I did with Heaven Can Wait and the other one, Uncut Gem. God Almighty. It's just a bad fragrance, that. Girl on Imperial smells tremendous. It lasts about 5 seconds, but I got a 90s bottle. Not sure how the new Reform measures up. Still smells incredible. Still smells utterly, utterly incredible. One of the best smelling fragrances that there is. But like you say, it lasts 5 seconds, and you're being extremely generous by saying it lasts 5 seconds. Its performance is absolutely lifting. If it came in this bottle, right, it would be one of the only things I wore, right? Because all you need to do is just take a fucking 20, 30 ml decant out with you and just spray it on every 20 minutes, and you just blast everybody else out the water with how you smell. The smell, based on smell alone, it's like a 9 or a 10. It's stunning. I'm reticent to give anything a 10 out of 10, you know? I think that should be saved for, like, some of the best perfumes ever. I don't think, like, you should be saying something's a 10 out of 10 when you just think it's nice and you're having a good day, you know? But Cologne Imperial, what a fragrance that is. Good Lord. Genuinely one of the nicest smelling fragrances, but the prices are despicable for what it is. Scent of the Day is Oud by Frank Boclet. Welcome, Vic. How are you? What's to say for those from Yorkshire? Ugh. I didn't even know it existed. Very strange, but really excellent, says Alexander. Acne Studios, what the fuck? What part of the UK was Hugh Grant from? Oh, fuck knows, but wherever it is, they can keep it. That said, he's been up fucking Elizabeth Hurley, so you can't hate. Good Lord. He's 63! Fuck. Hammersmith. That's where he's from. Hammersmith in London. He's a Cockney. Well, he's not a Cockney. You must be born within earshot of the bells of St. Is it the bells of St. Clement or the Bow Bells? Bow Bells. Part of the UK was Hugh Grant from Huge Grant. Guerlain released the Parfum version of the classic. Certainly did. I still have to try my Volden away and Yicky says. Spaced Out. Alexander says completely different from the Heaven Can Wait and Uncut Gem. The biggest surprise is how enjoyable it is, considering a huge coat of fabric softeners and cleaning detergent. I don't necessarily hate the idea of that. Just, I would prefer the price to be a little bit more, like, cut through the middle, you know, like clean. I mean, if you're going to make something that smells like something cheap, then make it cheap. You know what I mean? I think it was a Comme des Garçons project. That's promising. Feeling Aguila's a 10 out of 10 for me, says Sen Reaper. Ooh. I'm making a snap decision about this, but I would say probably Amber Sultan is, because probably, for me, Amber Sultan's the best of the genre. The best of the genre. You know? Right, for me, 10 out of 10's got to be some of the best perfumes ever. Right? I mean, ever. And that's a high bar, considering how many there is. You know? I mean, I love Pavarotti. Is it one of the best perfumes ever? No. I love Muradan. Is it one of the best perfumes ever? No. Oh, Sauvage, is that a 10 out of 10? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. You know, there's a lot of, I think there's also got to be this kind of test of time. There's got to be this test of time to go along with 10 out of 10s as well, you know, because you are talking about ever. Rochas Femme is a 10 out of 10. This is Galfort. Oh, I might not be wrong. Eau de Hermes. Are you interested to buy Habit Rouge Parfum version? No, mate, I'm not. I'll try them, but it would have to be something special for us to buy it. Like, it would have to be something special. Are you interested about Albert Rouge? Promise is a 10 out of 10 for me. I had to sell mine. Black Orchid. Not sure. Tuscan Leather. Is Tuscan Leather a 10 out of 10? Possibly. Onda is a 9 for me. We'll upgrade to a 10 if I don't get sick of it, says Herb. What's Onda? Sergei and MKK are the only Serges I would actually wear. Others are nice, but I would never reach for them, says Spaced. I haven't worn Sergei in ages. Scandalous. I should wear Shen as well. I like Shen. I should wear more of my Serge Lutens. I should do a Serge Luton week. Hello, Rachel. How is Rachel? Just saying hi. Prefer Mitsuko, but Roche's Femme is definitely up there, says Nick. See, you would say Mitsuko is one of the best perfumes ever as well. I was sprayed now to see what else I pick up in Acne Studios. Big Musk a la Chanel No. 5, says Alexander. Derby's a 10 out of 10. Mikasa was a 10 out of 10, says Bell, says Vic. Tobacco Oud's a 10 out of 10, says Scent Reaper. Duck, thank you for what? Putting up on game about vintage. No problem, Stops. Original batch of Lanoui de L'Homme is a 10 for me, undefeated in the dating game, says Ryan. I'm good, how are you? I am good as well, thank you. I am good as well. I'm glad that you are well. I am well. We are well. I'm going to take some tablets. Dylan Blue is a 10 out of 10. Dolce & Gabbana vintage pour on. It's a 10 out of 10. Neither of those are 10 out of 10s for me. The thing is when you say 10 out of 10, I feel like a lot of you are not taking your biases into account when you are saying these things are 10 out of 10, you know? Excuse me, I just need to find some medication. Whoa there! Why am I falling over? Why am I falling over? Stop that. I didn't say all the things that I wanted to say. What's this? Ooh. I've got 2 fucking plastic bags full of medication. Party at my house. Not for you though. Just for me. Right, clearly I need to stop ordering that shit, because I've got a shit ton of that shit. Oh. So what's this? Oh, okay then. Okay then. No problem. ACE inhibitors. It's fucking a month's worth there. I thought I'd run out. Thank fuck for that. I've got a shit ton of azithromycin too. Much needed. Tonight, friends, I am taking poison because I could not manage it last night because of the fucking state of me. I was an absolute clip. Going into my sniffing date. Have a lovely day, all. Good day, Horace. Have a nice time. Okay. I'm feeling a little lightheaded, so I'm going to have a little chocolate. Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me for my chewing acoustics. You shouldn't have to hear that, but I'm claiming doctor's orders. Dylan Blue is more an 8 rather than a 10. It's more of a hate. Worry Jared Dolce & Gabbana vintage is amazing, says Ryan. Joy just reviewed Axe body spray. Yikes. Well, I mean, he's reviewed everything else, so why not? Creed Pure White Cologne is a 10, says Ryan. Hello, DMS. You are wearing Panouge. L'Ombre de Carthage. Habit Rouge Lapidus Pour On. Aye. If Egoist and Real Patchouli had a baby, it would be Mitza, says Brandon. For me, Jiggy Extra is true. Unadulterated 10 out of 10. It's complete, says Herb. Find your sea legs, sailor, says it. 10 out of 10 is hard to choose. I feel like I don't know enough to put points that confidently, says Alexander. It's not easy. People are putting their favourites as 10 out of 10s. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to put my favourites as 10 out of 10s because the bias is there, you know. Oh, the good life. See you later, Vic. And thanks for coming. Jicky EDT was the best, says Bel Sense. A 10 has to be a personal thing. Not that people would say Jubilation 25 is a 10, for example, but for me it's a 2, says Ryan. Le Bleu, says Prairie. Fahrenheit. I threw loads of girl on feminines in there. Sam Sarov, Alden Away, April on D, Le Bleu, all 10s. I would say Mitsuko would be... I'd put Mitsuko there before any of them, if I'm being honest. Maybe Le Bleu. Pour me a cup of that scissor if you've got the meds, says Steps. L'air du Désert is a 10. It's certainly a 10 when you... If you started the year 2000, which I'm thinking of doing a series like of my best of the century, all right? I'm genuinely thinking of doing a series of what I think the best fragrances of this century are. And L'air du Désert Americain would be there as well. Is it a 10 when you compare it to something? Because it's got to occupy the same air as Mitsuko and Le Bleu and Eau Sauvage and Eau de Hermes. You know? It's difficult. It's difficult. When you say poison, is it methotrexate? Yes. Methotrexate is literally poison. That shit will kill you in a bad way quickly if you take too much. Not that I am in any danger. If I was to take every single tablet I have, I would be poorly, but I wouldn't die. And I'm not going to do that either, by the way. But yeah, it is poison, literally. I mean, it's derived. I think it's derived from mustard gas, or like it was discovered through the discovery of mustard gas. You know, so do not, my friends, do not take methotrexate unless you've been told to by a doctor. Like me. Taking a little spot of oil that will help me sleep, and I will take one, and we'll take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you have it, friends. Methotrexate. Little pellet of evil. Not to worry. Bottoms up. Oof. How dreamy. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. And that doesn't matter. Ken might actually be a 10. Absolute pill. I agree with you. Scarda Pour On is a 10, says Steph's. This is maybe a bit neurotic. I feel like Ambroxan has ruined even real ambergris for me, says Herb. I don't necessarily think that's neurotic. It's the way the ambergris is used. It's got this kind of fucking tinny, metallic, fucking evil. The way it's used in Sauvage is rotten. Not Eau Sauvage, Sauvage. The Johnny Depp one. It's fucking awful. Evening all, what are we talking about, says Stuart Mabe. Evening to you. We're talking about perfumes, thank God. Get better real ambergris, says Paroli. Rich, any layering combinations you'd recommend I blind buy? Well, if it's you, all of them. But anybody else, don't do it. Mitsuko's definitely the girl on for me, says DMS. Sycamore is a 10, says Jared. The lurker has appeared. It'd be great. The best of the century, yes. Do Au Cours du Desert have the same geranium note as Lair du Desert? Hard to tell without them in front of us. I don't think so. I'll tell you what does have a lovely geranium in it. This has a lovely geranium in it. This is Nexon. I love this shit. It's so creamy and smooth and sweet. And not sweet in a bad way, sweet in a creamy kind of way. Oh, I really like this shit. It's really nice. This is Tower back to form for me. This bottle is number 939 of 1,000. And I've got a backup, thank God. I love this stuff. I would leave it there, but the problem is that if I do, the camera gets washed out. And it doesn't like it. Dior Homme, yes. Dior Homme's certainly one of the best of the century. Is it a 10 out of 10 ever, though? Possibly. I do think it's Olivia Polge's masterpiece. That's another video I've thought about doing. Or videos, a series. Each perfumer's masterpiece. You know? That would be a really good... I mean, Pierre Bourdon, you could do about fucking 10 of them. But... Dominic Ropian, you could do a few. Carlos Benaim, you could do a few. David Appel. Jean-Claude Lena. The Guerlains. Fuck. Gerard Anthony. I'd just get all of his perfumes out, to be fair. Antoine Lee. I mean, I've thought about this, you know, in like the darkness of the night. I've thought to myself, what would you say Antoine Lee's... Because do you know what it is? He did Code. He did Armani Code. And as much as I don't like Armani Code, it was massive. It was fucking massive. You can't deny it. It's like Alberto Marias. Alberto Marias has got some masterpieces in there as well. You know? Like, fuck. Christopher Sheldrake. I'd be here all fucking day and night with Christopher Sheldrake. Jesus Christ. Jean Curlio. You don't think Antoine Lee's made a magnum opus yet? Oh, I'll look at some of the stuff he's done for fucking... Like the quality of the work for Les Indemnidables. I mean, it's just Les Indemnidables. I try and get through Indemnidables as quickly as possible, lest I fuck the pronunciation. And the French don't deserve that. They've never done anything to me. Mathilde Ron, Daniela Andrier. I mean, the Prada. I can never remember which one's which. I think Daniela Andrier is the Prada one. And I would say that's her masterpiece. I would say that's a masterpiece. Fuck. What a perfume this is. It's so fucking good. My God. Be great. Do you know about a Scotta? Extremely good cold weather fragrance, but not a masterpiece. PK, welcome. You were wearing vintage Heritage. I was thinking, where's my vintage Heritage earlier? And I think I've put it into the motherfucking autumn and winter rotation. Alexander Tronstad says, there's a guy in Fragcom in Norway that swears layering Creed Aventus and an Nishane Annie. I mean, you lost us at layering, but then he said Creed Aventus and Nishane Annie is excellent. And that has that as a signature. I don't know what to say. I'd just run away. I'd just run off. Don't say anything. Just run for your life. You know? That person has something wrong with them and will end up doing something silly, and you don't want to be there when that happens. Something sillier than laying Nishane Annie and Creed Aventus. Yummy. Dior Homme 2005 is a 10 out of 10. Every Iris perfume made since. It always provokes the question, is it like Dior Homme Iris? That is a very good point, actually. It's a reference. It's a reference men's perfume of the 21st century. Welcome, Justin. You're wearing Cabochard. Have you been listening to Les Odorants? Is that why you were wearing Cabochard? When I did office work, I worked with a girl who used to take 5 codeine first thing in the morning. Aye! Depends what size they were. If they were 30 milligrams, she would have been having a great time. I mean, I used to take a lot of codeine every day. And on top of that, I was taking morphine. And I was taking Nefapam and paracetamols. That's how bad my back was. And it didn't help, strangely enough, because I was taking the wrong drugs. Just goes to show you can have as much pain medication as you want. Taking the wrong pain medication doesn't work. All I needed was 2 gabapentin. Scent of the day is Cabochard by Grey. Not keen on the first 5 minutes, but it's fantastic after that. Chobard by Grey. Sorry. Viagra with that. I do take methotrexate, but I'm lucky I don't get side effects. I'm jealous. I don't get side effects like I used to. The first 3 to 6 months of taking it, I was in a bad way. I was on ondansetron, which is an antiemetic for what's it called? Chemotherapy patients. A potent antiemetic. And it worked really well, and then I sort of titrated off that. And it worked. It worked really well. Blood of Chanel could be a 10 if there was no bias and there was only a historical relevance. For what it created, possibly yes. The methotrexate, so I don't get acute side effects, but what I do get is I get fatigue the next day, like a distinct lack of energy. I feel fine, and then I do something, right? I feel fine, and then I do something, and then I'm fucked, and I'm fucked for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? It's like you've got a surface layer where you feel fine, but there's nothing underneath. You've got no kind of backup energy reserve at all. That's how I feel. But I'm glad you don't get any side effects, genuinely, because they're not great. The Powder is what I think of Iris Perfection. Maybe it's a superpower from all the bad stuff I took in my 20s. Well, I'm the same as well, to be honest with you. I've taken a lot worse than fucking well, maybe not worse than methotrexate, but I've taken a lot of other stuff, like legal and not so legal. Methotrexate, I feel better for having taken it, just not the day after. The Powder is a nice perfume, very, very nice. Nexon, ooh, says Prodi. I'm very behind, clearly. You could sell that back up on for a good few months for a good profit. I'm curious about Nexon because I don't know what Tower can do with Vetiver. He's got a Vetiver perfume, hasn't he? Jubilation 25, Fate Man, Sablas, and Eau Noir, all 10, says Stuart Mabe. Dior Homme is a reference perfume. Yes, it is, absolutely. Big ups, Bertie. Bertrand Duchaufour. Pioneering fragrances list could have Dior Homme, says Nick. Single malt, there's a 10 out of 10 for me. Straight to heaven from Killian. Don't think Antoine Lee has made a magnum opus yet. What would Bertrand Duchaufour's masterpiece? I'd say Jubilation 25, but a lot would say Chypre Palatin. I'd have to look because he's done a lot of stuff, to be fair. But I mean, Jubilation 25 is pretty imperious. That's one of the best of the century as well, in my opinion. Romteb, welcome to you. Edmund Rudnitska. He must be thinking of other girls, says Paroli. Lee did both Comme des Garçons 888 and Pure Distance Gold, which I love, says Peter. Welcome, Peter. How are you? Tried the new Roja fragrance Eola Salt today. Absolute crap. Rubbish, says Ryan Y. What he's actually thinking about. Come on now, Rich. What about? What should I come on for? I haven't gotten lucky enough to smell many, but Jubilation Vintage, especially Vintage, is my top, says A. Curtis Jean Lamal, unfortunately. Yes. That No Noir. I'd say Oh Noir is a better perfume, but I hate Lamal. But you can't argue. I mean, it was fucking everywhere for about fucking 7 years. From 96, 95, 96 to 2002, 2003. It was fucking everywhere. Awful. Rich said OG Prada Amber on Perfume was €80 also. Ooh, Lord. Is it full? Rudnitska was the best, says Peter. Get the fucking Amber Intense, says Paroli. It's so much better. Hey, Doc, wearing Cabo Shah. Welcome, Justin. Perfume guy loves to layer fragrances. Ooh, brother, ooh. I haven't watched any of Sebastian's videos for years. Not years, weeks, months. Curtis Jean's master is absolute Paula Soir. I love Paula Soir. It's probably that and Oud Satin Mood are probably his best for his own company. You know, Ciel de Gum's really nice as well, but I wouldn't put it as like his best stuff. Not sure what your reference is. I'm just wearing it. All right. Oh, Noir is my only 10, says Paroli. 5 codeine, she would be backed up. You shouldn't shit for a week. Bois d'Argent and Cuir d'Ange are my 10s, says Spaced Out. Well, welcome, Alexander Lawson. How are you? Hi, Rich. Glad I could pop in. Thanks for having us. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. You are too kind. Please join us. Sit down and talk perfume. We are friendly people. Use baclofen for your back. It's a muscle relaxer. After bench pressing 500 pounds for years, my back is bad. Yeah, I can imagine after doing that for years. Fuck. I would speak to the doctor before I started doing anything like that, but I do feel like a muscle relaxer would actually go quite well. I've used diazepam, but diazepam fucks me up. Even 2 milligrams of diazepam puts me on another planet. I'm extremely susceptible to it. Actually, on Bois d'Argent too, did the gabapentin help your back pain? Yes. So I've got this suspicion that I've got fibromyalgia, which means I've got pain everywhere, which makes a lot of sense. And I've got fatigue, which means the gabapentin would help with that. But also I've got sciatica because of the nature of my back pain. My back, I've got axial spondyloarthritis, which is your sacroiliac joint, and that's your hip. It's like your pelvis, your hip, like arthritis around there. And it's affected the sciatic nerve that comes out my back. My left leg, like if I don't take gabapentin, I wouldn't be able to walk. Like I wouldn't be able to get up. I wouldn't be able to walk. I wouldn't be able to do anything. Which is a shocking thing to say, and I don't like saying it, and I certainly don't like it being this way, but this way it is. And the gabapentin really helps as far as generalized pain and the sciatica, especially in my leg from that. So yes, gabapentin I've been on for 3.5, nearly 4 years, and it's been. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I wouldn't be dead. That's not what I'm saying. But I wouldn't be able to function even at this low level if it wasn't for the gabapentin. If that makes sense. It doesn't take everything away, but it makes it possible for me to be able to live and have a functional kind of existence, which I am extremely grateful for. Extremely grateful for. And it's about that. It's about being grateful, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's definitely about being grateful and not miserable and shit, because that is the easy way. And it is easy to fall into that trap. So where are we? But yes, the gabapentin made a huge difference to my life. Extremely addictive, and apparently some people snort it. Fuck that. Don't put shit up your nose. If you've got to snort it, right, or smoke it, you're in bother. And that goes for anything. I'm curious how vintage Ralph Lauren Safari for men is. The vintage Safari for women is one of my favourite feminine perfumes, says Alexander. So, I actually have... vintage Safari, and it's lovely. It really is very lovely. It's a fruity, fresh men's fragrance from the early 90s with 80s throwbacks, but that kind of fruity, masculine, pre-metrosexual male aspect to it. It's really nice. It's really nice. Be careful what you pay for it, though, because if people think they can get you, they will. And the Safaris that I've got are all Cosmere versions, and they're beautiful. I think feminine's better, but the masculine's excellent too. Yes. Fleur de Mal was far more interesting. I couldn't handle Fleur de Mal. I sold my bottle. It made me feel sick. It had this kind of weird, creamy, white floral thing that just upset my stomach. Baccarat Rouge 540 is modern Le Mal. I described Ciel de Gomme and Reflets d'Ambre as having 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future for Kurt John. Ciel de Gomme was the past. It was thick, it was rich, it was dense, it was potent, and Reflets d'Ambre was much more Baccarat Rouge. Baccarat Rouge, in that it had this light, airy, musky, sweet, bright, diffusive kind of thing. Still strong, but not bottom heavy, top heavy. You know, it was like a cloud. It was there, and if you step back from it, it was huge, but you couldn't have grabbed it and got your hands into it, you know? You couldn't manipulate it. Whereas Ciel de Gomme had weight. Have you ever smelled Amber in a Wee cologne? No, but apparently it's exactly the same as the EDP from 2010. It was just a rebranding. Just sprayed Lavender Amber by Johanna Huttonstone. Yummy, says Justin. Is Rochas Femme with Marcel Rochard on the box and no ML mentioned, a very old one? Pass, I don't know. I would have thought so, though. I've been taking gabapentin for 2 years now, says Drowan's story. Don't know if it does anything, but not in a hurry to try and find out. Sciatic pain for me as well. Sciatic is so awful. Oh my God, because there's nothing wrong. Right, the only thing that's wrong is that something's pressing on a nerve, or your nerve's twisted, or it's pinched, or something. Like, there's not actually like a physical issue. So there's like a deformity somewhere else. There's like a problem somewhere else that isn't to do with where you're feeling the pain. So you get the pain down your leg, you get it in your foot, you get it in your toe, you get it fucking like in your hip, in your side, in your arse, right? But none of those places are where you're actually got the problem. It's so weird. Crazy, man. Yeah, I'm in no hurry to stop taking gabapentin, if I'm honest. Like, I mean, if they fix the problem with me back, but they can't. There's no cure. There's only like treatment. I love Rochas Femme, says Justin. I have a mini of Safari. I think it's vintage. It's good, says Justin. Crazy making both Le Male and Baccarat Rouge 542 giant perfumes. 2 absolutely era-defining perfumes. And it's extremely irritating that it comes from someone who doesn't really care for perfume that much. It's not what he's into, you know? He likes being famous. He likes photo shoots. He likes posing. He likes doing interviews. He likes being recognized. Perfume's kind of like secondary, and he's more of a creative director than he is a actual perfumer now, you know. Interesting to see or hear from the other people who have worked on the perfumes that he's made or produced under his name. Fleur de Mal would peel paint off the wall, says Paroli. I really don't like it, to be honest. What, you don't end up with a crisp version of Femme if you hate cumin? Good night, Pop Femo. You should try Fleur de Mal cologne. It's not super floral. It smells of vintage Koros. Says Steph's. Justin says, strengthening, supporting muscle juxtaposed to the weak muscle will help you unbelievable ways. Yes, I do a lot of core exercises and stuff, and that helps a lot as well. When you don't do the stretches and the exercises, you really feel it. You know. It's pain and suffering. Drewan says, yeah, exactly. Sciatic pain sucks cocks when you can't stand up or sit down to take a piss. Never mind walking further afield than to the loo and back. Yeah, exactly. It's debilitating. It's immobilizing. And the pain is severe. The pain is like really, really severe. It's really not good. Have you ever tried a TENS machine, Drewan? Apparently they're really good for nerve pain. I've never tried one myself because I'm a bit afraid of it making it worse. But apparently, like, that can help, and so can acupuncture. Apparently, allegedly. And the same dude that made Baccarat Rouge 540 and Le Male made Eau Noir and Narciso for him. Yes, Narciso as well. I would classify that as another masterpiece. Frankly, came in between Baccarat Rouge and Le Male. Brilliant fucking perfume, that. It was never going to be a big hit, but it should have been. I could do another series, Perfume Injustices, you know? Perfume Injustices. Why Narciso Rodriguez for him was not a massive hit. It's an absolute travesty. It's a brilliant perfume. Gucci Guilty Absolute. Why wasn't that a massive hit? Brilliant. We know why it's not a massive hit. It's not a massive hit because it's not easy to like. You know? It's just true. It's just a fact that people like stuff that's saccharine, sweet, sugar, fresh, easy breezy stuff. People, unless you're willing to spend more time and think, it's crazy. That's great that the medicine is working for you, Rich. Hope it can continue to help you for sure. Pain is not fun, especially nerve pain. If your nerves, it seems like nobody can solve nerve pain. No, it's fucking... If you look into the history of fibromyalgia, it wasn't a disease until about 15 years ago when they proved it was to do with the myelin sheath. Along your nerves, there being a problem with the myelin sheath. And the nerve endings and stuff like that. It's really difficult. So it couldn't be classed as a disease because they couldn't find it. They couldn't define it in the way that diseases have to be defined. Blends really well with the soapy foamy aroma. I really like this one. Acne Studios. Acupuncture isn't going to help, says Justin. I love Narciso Rodriguez for him and Gucci Guilty. Well, I'm a little bit skeptical of like traditional quote unquote medicine. When are we getting 10 perfumers I can stand? Well, it was going to be the 10 reviewers I can't stand, but I decided I think I'm not going to do that because I don't think necessarily Eugene wants to be reminded of the video. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't asked him straight out about it if I can do it or anything like that, but I was thinking if I was him, I don't think I would enjoy that, so I think I'd just leave that. Londbowski says, I've suffered with sciatica at varying levels for 30 years, from mild pain to outright being bedridden. Gabby's pre-Gabs really messed my head up. Yes, they do that. They do that. They can do that, sorry, but I have fared rather well on them, if I'm being honest. I'm settled, you know. I was cheering for you, Rich, says A. Lovely A. Johanna Houghton was telling Gucci Guilty Absolute for women is also great. I recommend Gucci Guilty Absolute for men for her, and she bought it both and told me that the female version is also great, says Justin. I've watched a few of Johanna's videos. She's been putting out a lot of content recently. Never smelt Narciso Rodriguez for him. Feel like I'm missing out. I will send you a sample. See if the lady in that shop's got any. I'm going to get back to her next week, actually. Eugene needs to bring that one back, says Nick. I mean, it caused an outrage, but I'll tell you what, right? He spoke a lot. He spoke a lot of truth about the state of the community in that video, and the people featured and a lot of people around it who were outraged by it. A lot of those people were outraged because it hit a bit close to home. You know? Was it great? Probably not. Would I have advised him to do it? No. Would have I advised him against doing it? Yes, but that would have been the smart thing to do. Being doing the thing that your emotions and what we would all like to say. It's, what does that phrase say? Saying the quiet part out loud. That's what he did. He said something that was, he said a lot of things that were true about this community, and because he named names, people responded. People responded, and they didn't respond in necessarily a positive way because they didn't like being attached to that. But the fact of the matter is what he said, a lot of it was very true, very true. And ironically, while that made him an outcast in a lot of people's mind and made him persona non grata, and it changed a lot of things for him, for me, that's what made us love him, or made me, because I think it spoke a lot about him, that he's honest, that he'll follow his heart. He can get it wrong, and still, because he does things in good faith. Like, that video wasn't done in bad faith. It wasn't cynical. There wasn't anything cynical about that video. I think a lot of people would say that it was cynical, but I would argue it was the opposite. It was idealistic. And I'm not advocating for him to bring it back. I know that he didn't. It's not necessarily his proudest moment, and he kind of wishes it hadn't, but it kind of felt like a dam burst when he did that video, and I think it was the right thing for him at that time. And I'm glad he got that shit out. and we are all here. He has arrived at the place he's at now. One of the reasons for that is possibly because he made that. It was like a primal scream. That's kind of what it felt like. And I do not wish to drag that shit back out or remind anyone of that shit, because it might make him not uncomfortable, but I feel like it would be needless. You know, why would I do that for content? You know, I wouldn't like to do that. I could talk to him if I wanted to talk to him about stuff like that, or if I felt like it needed to be talked about, I could do it privately. You know what I mean? But to make it for content, that would be cynical. You know, that would be cynical. That would be wrong for me to make that video. That's kind of that's where I'm at the minute. Although, I'll tell you what it is. I don't think any of the people who featured in that video, right, would feature in my top 10 video, like, perfume reviewers I can't stand. I can't remember who was on it. I think Ashton was on it. I think Ashton saw that video for what it was as well, which kind of made us respect him a lot, you know. I just think if I did that, it would be a cynical. Most of Fragcom needs to do a Max 40 We Need to Talk video. Well, I mean, we need to talk, yeah, but the thing is, he was talking out his arse. That was the problem. He was outed by that guy. I can't remember who he was. It was that fucking, he was a black guy. I can't remember. And then Jay Royal said it as well. Max 40 had been buying subscribers, which I still think he has. I think he buys views as well. He's cynical. He's cynical, you know. What was your scent of the day, Dushan? Have you tried kratom for pain? It hits opioid receptors, but it's a legal herb. Makes you kind of high, though. I don't want to get high, to be honest. Pardon me. First time you take kratom, it may make you sick, though. The problem is that opioid receptors, it'll make it. Jesse, I bug you. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck knows if I'm going to try and pronounce that last name. Sorry, Jesse. Let me see. I don't know if his chat channel's still up, is it? Boyega. Yes, it was him. He hasn't made a video in fucking years. Jesus Christ. I don't know if he got rid of that video. Did he? Probably. Well, the Max 40 thing, we got to talk. I find him extremely cynical. Not a bad idea. I'm thinking that the lady in the shop might have quite a few discontinued designer fragrances. Only been looking at niche stuff, says Stuart. Joanna Hootenstone is the one that brought me here. It bought me Adidas cologne for my birthday. I hadn't smelled it in 30 years till she got me it. I owe a big time. Adidas cologne is a masterpiece, says Justin. Fragmental is even worse than Max 40, says Spaced Out. It wasn't brutal though, was it? It wasn't. I mean, fucking hell, if you've ever actually been out in, like, the world and, like, dealt with people who are genuinely dangerous or fucking afflicted, or people who, I mean, if you've ever been out in the real fucking world at all, you know, unless you're one of these perpetually offended people, it wasn't brutal, like, at all. I've had guns pointed at us, more than once, and guns are illegal in this country, by the way. I've been fucking held at knife point multiple times. Fucking dangerous people doing dangerous drugs around us. That's brutal. To be called nasty names on the internet, while not pleasant, is not brutal, is not dangerous, is not going to fucking hurt you. He wasn't calling for people to be fucking hurt. You know what I mean? There was a massive overreaction to it, which kind of makes you think, what were these people so afraid of, you know? I always thought that when I saw people going crazy. I think I left a comment on Fragmental's video. That's when I stopped watching Fragmental, actually. I don't think Fragmental's a bad person. There were lots of people who just said what I would have said if I was them. If somebody made a video about me like that, or if somebody mentioned me in a video like that, I would have took two fucking things. If it was somebody I knew and I liked, I'd be fucking outraged. If it was some random fucking other dude who I had no problem with, and they just turned around and said, "Oh, I don't like the way Rich said that," I was just like, fuck, bothered, for lack of a better word. I'd just be like, "Oh, fucking arsed, mate. Who the fuck are you? Fuck off." You know what I mean? And some people made it out to be like one of the most outrageous things they've ever seen before. I've never seen anything so disgraceful. I've never seen it. It was like, no, really, no. Just say no. just shrug and just walk it off. Grow up. Fragmental is worse than Max 40. Not sure about that. Possibly not. Not a bad idea, I say. Most of Fragcom needs to do with Max 40. We need to talk video. Yes, well, most of Fragcom has been buying subs, to be fair. The big ones have, anyway. Shocked to see that Milos Sense, Miles, had bought 3,500 subs, or even more, one Tuesday in late February. The mad fucker, what was he thinking? We can combat the global takeover by taking our power back as individuals, cultivate self-awareness, improve health of mind, body, spirit, stop relying on corrupted systems and professionals, says Alexander. Ashton could be so much more. I was surprised that Ashton didn't use extra gent sense to do more of what he loves talking about, but it seems to have become another revenue stream, you know? I think what he thinks is that two channels are better than one. Seems to be. Feels like it. But I do like and respect Ashton, actually. I think that Ashton's got more of he kind of keeps himself to himself in the fragrance community. Doesn't play the shill game. Well, I say the shill game. He doesn't play. He's not in that clique. We know the clique we're talking about. You know, he's not in that circle jerk. He's done it by himself. And I do respect him, and I do like him, and I do like his taste, like his real taste, what I would call his real taste, which may or may not be fair to say, but I think deep down Ashton's got taste more similar to mine than his viewers, but I don't pay the bills. Do you know what I mean? Max is very fake and robotic. But I did not hate early Max 40 videos, says Spaced Out. Quick, Rich, there's some demons in your room. Find the ghost. First ghosts, now demons. I haven't watched a Max video in years, but I always thought they were decent, says the theorist. Aesthetically, yes. I mean, they're for fuck's sake better than mine. Jesus. Let's not take the piss here. Like, but that's kind of the problem. A lot of, like, and it goes back to what I was saying about YouTube videos earlier, in that I think that there's a lot of polished content out there, but it's literally all polish and nothing underneath. Kasim, hi Rich, new subscriber here. Could you please let the chat know your best 5 Zara fragrances? Cheers, you rascal. Not sure, but I think they are the same, says Justin. Early Max videos, when he did videos like Rich, Greggy Boy, and Hughes Little Good, says Mike. Max was the only person who said he didn't like his free bottle of Office for Men. No, that's not fair. I totally forgot about Max 40's existence, says Spencer. Makes sense to me. What was the We Need to Talk video about? Someone accused him of buying subscribers, and then somebody else picked up on it, and they kept saying, why isn't he denying it? Why isn't he denying it? Because he was hoping it was going to go away, and it didn't go away, and it started getting traction, and then he did a video denying it, which, I've got to be honest, I wasn't convinced by. I like 40's Dr. Vervain's ADT video, was the first to review that one. I think he does like some older vintage fragrances, and he's got a litre bottle of Brutes, so he's not all bad. Do you know what I mean? The white guy that wears baseball caps and waves the fragrances to his face has also been alleged to have bought subscribers. Who's that? Girly fragrance preying on these simps and people with no confidence is disgusting. Yes and no. The whole incel culture, I agree. If you heard Ben's rant about curly fragrance on Les Odorants, I agree with everything he said. What I would also make the point is these people need to sort themselves out. It's no good expecting some fucking fairy to come in through the window and wave a magic wand and for everything to be fucking better. You know, you've got to take life and you've got to do it yourself. If you don't have that within you, you are going to be you're going to be buffeted by the wind your entire life. And you are going to be just tossed on the wind, and you're not going to have any form of good life. You know, you're not going to get to find out any kind of truth. You're not going to get to find out any kind of meaning or context, or you're not going to get any real satisfaction. And it's sad that, and I feel bad for these people. And I mean, yeah, the thing is that she's clearly, do I want to say preying? She knows a target audience. Which is a nice way of saying that she's preying on a certain demographic of people. But you can't just, nothing would make us happier than to take those 350,000 people and slap them all about the face and say, what the fuck are you doing? You know? But you can't make other people's decisions for them, you know? Like me yesterday, when I took 50% more insulin than I should have and nearly fucking expired. Some people have got to learn the hard way. Speaking of not liking Office for Men, hello, Adam Kovacs. Welcome, Kovacs. Sorry, if you don't like us using your old name, I shan't use it anymore. Adolescence is a nice guy, but is a huge sellout. I've no doubt that most of these people are decent people. Like I say, they're not fucking perverts, although there are some out there, clearly, in Miami. And they're decent people, you know what I mean? I'm not saying any of these people are like murderers or fucking anything like that. Or bad people, you know? I'm sure they're decent people. I'm sure they're the ones who have got kids. I'm sure they're decent parents, you know? I'm sure that, like, that's another thing I like about Ashton. Ashton's got he's got kids, he's got a wife, he's got a house, he's got a job. like, he's got all this stuff, right? And it feels to me like he is just getting as much fucking, he's making hay while the sun shines, right? And he's putting it away for his family. That, I might just be fantasizing about that, but that's what it feels like, you know? And he's settled. And the other people just seem to be, I mean, Curly Fragrance moved to Dubai based on the back of a YouTube channel. That is insane. That said, she doesn't have any kids. She doesn't have any dependents, you know? She's got a partner who she's with, and she's along for the ride. So fair enough, you know? But I just get the feeling from Ashton it's more, comes from a more noble place. I'd love to investigate his collection. Like, go there with him. I know Eugene went to meet him once, and I was like, did you see this? Did you see that? But they met in a hotel. So that was. But then again, Ashton's got kids. You'd be fighting strangers off YouTube into your house when you've got kids. Do you know what I mean? But I would love to see Ashton's collection. And just put all of the content side of the collection to one side. Let me see that fucking Fahrenheit flanker from 2006, 2007, the summer Fahrenheit ones, you know, just let me see that. Let me have that. You know? Let me spray that. Like all that crazy vintage shit he's got. Again, Greggy Boy was one of the best. Loved it when he posted. Yeah, I loved Greggy. I still talk to Greggy Boy often, actually. Me and him WhatsApp. You're a good lad. Galen, put back your Laurel and Fat Electrician reviews. Wanted to watch them recently, but you removed a lot of videos. Yes! The fucking rascal. Tell him to put back his Amber Eternel video as well. I'm sure he did, actually. That's a fantastic review. 3 minutes. That's how you do a 3 or 4 minute video. If you're going to insist on doing these fucking short form fucking videos that are edited and fucking drone footage and all of that, that's how you do it. All right. That was like a Fragrance Apprentice video squeezed down into like 3 minutes. You know, it's fantastic. That's another shame as well. George has stopped making content, fragrance content, which is a shame. Which is a shame. I did feel bad about that because it reminds me of a certain period in Fragcom, like the golden age of Fragcom, 2014, 15. You know, just after Jeremy arrived, just before Jeremy arrived, fucking all of that sort of thing. Someone needs to do a whole video where they show all the subs they put. My subscriber haul. Hate drama in this community. Going to watch Katie Puck videos on repeat from now on. Simpler times. Yes. Katie Puckrick. Curly Fragrance is pure shit, says Spaced Out. Brian! Big Brian, how are you? I hated my own videos. I'm not trustworthy at all, so removed them, says Brian. How's Brian doing? Got a big, successful Instagram, though. Curly Fragrance encapsulates all that is bad about Fragcom, says Stuart. Maybe yes, I kind of agree. A content does, you know. Very now that's cynical. That's cynical. Whoops. Curly Fragrance is, and to be fair, there's a bit of cynicism in Ashton's videos as well, although he's not targeting, well, I suppose with the compliment videos, maybe he is. But again, I think Ashton's reasons for doing so are much more noble. He's not trying to get rich. He's got kids and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, I can't hate Ashton. And I won't hate Ashton. He's done nothing to me. All this Jen Sense and Max 40 talk, I'm just glad Wafts from the Loft about. Oh God, that was a fucking great relief, wasn't it? Good grief. And they mentioned me. So obviously we are very obviously they're doing something right. Katie's videos were amazing and well made. They aged very well. Absolutely, they did. She is a great loss. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's still involved with fragrance at some sort of level. Dushan says, I'm going to watch Ramsey's Beloved Man review. I am as well. Tim Sweatcoff, 2009-ish, first frag reviewer I ever watched, says Raz. Tim Sweatcoff. Outrageous. I know Raz has been around for years as well. For, like, you're talking 10 to 15 years. I know you've been around for a long time, mate. I was dead chuffed when I found out where you were from. You did some videos too. You did some videos too, but I would imagine that you have deleted them. Oh God, I would love to collect all the Fahrenheit flankers. Yeah, I would as well. I have a newfound appreciation of how happy perfume makes people, whether I like the perfume or not. Yeah. Yeah. I really like how happy it makes people and how it brings a lot of people together and how it can form communities. There's 40 people have signed up to my Discord. That is insane. And it's I don't want to say it's lit, but like there's a lot of conversation goes on there as well, and it doesn't need me. Like I just set the conditions for like with my channel. You've got to be friendly. You can't be being an arsehole. You can't be being angry with other people. I don't care if you disagree. That's fine. There are many people in there who do disagree, don't disagree, like all that different kind of human kind of interaction thing. Just as long as people are like nice, essentially. But I've finally gotten an update on shipping. My package no longer is in an unknown dimension. Slipped into the 15th dimension. We should call Child Protective Services on all of them. I am far behind again. I'm with you. I found a perfume review from the UK I like. It's called Skin Scents for Fuss Pots, and I really like her videos. Oh my God, I would love to collect all the Fahrenheit Frankers. I love Fat Electrician. I love Fat Electrician as well. Tell Thomas to start reviewing again as well. He will not listen. Thomas refuses to listen to reason. Time for an intervention. I agree. Someone needs to lay the law down. Get him told. George was the first one to do a video with Curly the month she made an account, though. Oh, George, did he release the beast? Good Lord. Thomas has been doing some Instagram posts. I think he likes writing. Fuck yes, Thomas has to return. I want to see his silly face and listen to his nice deep voice and words that I 50% don't understand. My vocabulary is shizer. I agree. Doug Ashton's a real fraggot. He's just making videos for the masses to pay the bills. Not mad at that. He will probably get some ridiculous vintage stuff. I know for a fact he's packing some fucking outrageous fucking perfume. And it's just like when I talk about the state of it, like gent sense and extra gent sense, I'm just more kind of being selfish in that I would love to see him make some content for like. He didn't. If you go on his playlists, man, there's an 80s playlist there. I was watching a video the other day where he was ranking top 5. It was from like 5 years ago. It was from like 2019, and he was ranking top 5 fucking top 5 lists from other fucking perfume channels. And there was like a Red Essence and Brooklyn Fragrance Lover video, and there was a video where he was watching a Max 40 video, and the intro was on playing, and then it just suddenly stopped, and Max 40 appeared, and he was like, ah! I was like, that's Ashton. Do you know what I mean? That's the real Ashton. That's the Ashton that we know and love, or that I would like to see more of. But he's a brand now. He's a brand now, you know. I love wafts from the loft, says Justin. Katie's now a vocalist in a band and performing in the UK. Outrageous. She used to be a dancer for Goldfrapp. And she was a presenter on the TV as well. She presented presented something with Terry Christian. It's lit, Rich Mitch. We need merch. This Discord thing makes no sense. Someone please help me. Nobody help him. Yeah, I used to do the odd review years ago, but never felt comfy in front of the camera. Rich, random question, but what's your most nostalgic sense? Something that takes you back to your childhood? This. Easy question. This and Tommy for Men. I slayed many a beast in school. Polo Sport. This is a vintage Polo Sport. It's a Cosmo, would you believe? It's got the old silver spray. Oh, God, it's good. It's fucking phenomenal. That takes me right back to the hallway at school. And everybody saying hello to us and me saying hello to everyone else. And just, it was lush. Wearing a mini of Monsieur de Givenchy from Anuge. Vervain goodness. Vervain's really nice. Probably my favourite masculine citrus aromatic in vintage, says Nick. The wafts from the loft guys are great. You can tell they're in it for the love of fragrance. Actually, it's such a nice guy, loves fragrance, but you can tell he's in it for the fucking views. Yeah. 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 I just discovered Tommy Lovett. Got it because you mentioned it. It's fabulous. That's another classic. Fucking Alberto Marias made. Did he make L'Eau d'Essai? I think he made no, he didn't make L'Eau d'Essai, did he? Who made L'Eau d'Essai? Who made L'Eau d'Essai pour on? It was Jacques Cavalier. Fuck me, he had a good fucking couple of years as well, didn't he? Hell of a fragrance, that. That's the original Aquatic, if you ask me. That's the original Aquatic. Big fuck off Yuzu. Big Bergamot, Lemon Verbena. Lotus. Vetiver. And it lasted all fucking day. All day. And then some of the next day. And it was a fresh perfume. It was to me, that was the original Aquatic. Maybe Ocean Rain. I don't know. Ocean Rain may have been the original Aquatic. Cosmo Polo Sport for the win. It's fucking immense. My God. Holds up to this day, to be perfectly honest. I have a strong feeling that your health will improve greatly, says Sam Toronto. Thank you. I'm hoping that as well. I don't have a strong feeling that it will, but I'm hoping so. I'll tell you, the insulin, if I get it right, I already feel a bit better. Today, I felt quite good. I'm a little bit flaky, but I actually feel like I can think. Like, we'll give it a couple of weeks and see how it goes, and it'll be okay. I've got to prick my finger twice a day, every day, though, and I fucking hate doing that shit. Fuck that shit. Katie Pockrick was the person who came up with the name Yacht Rock to describe that horrible AM pop tunes of yesteryear. Oh, God. Polo Sport smelled like toothpaste to me, but I need to try vintage, says Justin. Yeah, it's got a big mint note in it, like. Cosmo Sport Polo, Marias could never make L'Eau d'Essai. Tommy and Polo Sport both get unwarranted hate just because of being popular high school frags. Nah, fuck that, brilliant. I've got vintages of both and they're amazing. Wasn't a role for the first ever Aquatic. Mr. Creed sailing with his family inspired my mandarins and whale poo shit. Fuck him. Arolfa, I don't know when Arolfa was actually released. I mean, to be fair, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would have fucking denied that it hadn't been released until last year, like, you know what I mean? Everything Creed says, you've just got to take it with a pinch of salt, haven't you? Many bodybuilders died from insulin. What are bodybuilders taking it for? But we took it for the wrong reasons. Neat shit. Aqua di Gio was the first. I kind of feel like L'Odyssée inspired Aqua di Gio. Speaking of random questions, Doug, what is fragrance you should hate but you actually love? That's easy. Le Male, l'essence de parfum. Justin, why were bodybuilders taking insulin? What the fuck's that about? Vigorous workouts drop your blood sugar anyway. That Aramis was the first aquatic, I think, New West. There's a video in there as well, isn't there? What was the first aquatic? The Males are too sweet. The original one gives me a headache. It's got that chalky lavender vanilla thing and it's rotten. Rotten. It's bad stuff. We take insulin to shove nutrients into our muscles. Oh, Jesus, no. Maybe that's why I feel better. Because I've got more nutrients in us. I need to sort my diet out. Absolutely no doubt. Cool water. And on that bombshell, my friends, on that bombshell, I am off. I have given you 35 extra minutes. If only Bob were here to say it, he would exclaim. But that is it from me, friends. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking and commenting and keeping me company. I actually prefer the cool water to cool water. I like cool water. I might start just calling it that. Thank you all very much. I will discuss in the Discord as soon as I've been to dehydrate. And I will see you all again soon. Good night.